don't be cruel. And I would never be that cruel to you. No, I know. You got a Roni. She's the sweetest little girl. It's the kind of girl you from the side. If you believe in love and all that it can do for you, give it a chance, girl. My prerogative. Do what I feel, my prerogative. Every little step I take, you will be there. Every little step I make, we'll be together, girl. Bobby Brown. He's definitely R&B royalty. I don't know if y'all been reading reports, but I saw it yesterday. Bobby Brown has missed a few shows in the current Legacy tour with New Edition, and he cites being exhausted. Let's go back last year when they were touring. By the way, it's your man Rico the Opinionist. I'm just sharing opinions and thoughts about stuff. Y'all can go and you can process it however you like. Andrew Faye, what's up, cuzzo? And also y'all, I'm on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out that description box here on Facebook as well as on my YouTube channel. It's got some goodies in there I want y'all to check out and participate in, all right? But look, Bobby Brown has taken a few shows off, it appears. I don't know if he's gone, like, for good, but he's definitely he's missed a few shows. And can we go back to last year when he was performing? And it was cool how they set it up where he can actually perform a certain amount of time, then he'll just casually walk off and, then come back on when it's time to do his show, he'll casually walk off and, do his song, then he'll casually walk off. All right, so he wasn't looking that great, but he made it through that tour. I think he may have missed some shows then. But this is a new tour, and Bobby can't hardly make it, as older folks would say, can't hardly make it. But when you look at him, he hasn't really been a picture of health in the last 15 years. The extreme weight gain, and it's like it's difficult for him to breathe. And I want everybody, every man, black, white, or whatever, but this is a black man. And remember Bobby? When Bobby was young, we were young. And we saw how Bobby was a clown. Bobby's around there acting a fool, hitting that liquor. Man, been out all night, hanging out with Mike Tyson, running through the women. Shout out to Janet Jackson. And, and hitting that cocaine, reportedly, allegedly. He was really putting his body to work when he was a young man in his teens and 20s. He's just like the breakout star of the group, and he just went berserk. And so, plenty of money, plenty of access. And this is what you have. He literally overindulged. And you can't tell, by the way, this is something that's not new. We all learn it, but we don't have to learn it in such a hard way, the way Bobby Brown is learning it. Whatever you do to your body when you're young is that somehow when you reach 40 and beyond, all of a sudden it starts to come back. If you didn't go to sleep in your teens and 20s and 30s, hit 45, 50, 55, 60, all of a sudden that stuff starts coming back. If you ate poorly, you ran the streets real hard, you played hard, you hit the liquor and hit the cocaine, ran the women, all that comes back. And so I admit I played pretty hard in my mid-20s all the way up to my late 30s. I hit the clubs, guzzling liquor, kicking it. But somewhere between there, I was always running, or I was always exercising on some level. Or sometimes I would take breaks between that. But Bobby Brown went hard a long time. Then he got his 12, 13-year marriage with Whitney, and they went hard together. So y'all saw how Whitney looked after going so hard for so long before she passed. and Bobby is pretty much reaping the kind of like the downfall of how he treated his body. And we're always talking about you only have one body. I don't think we truly believe that. Cause we tend to do things that's totally opposite. As if we're going to get another body after 60 or after 70. No, this is it. And we can just really press upon young men and young women. Take care of yourself. Go to bed. Learn to go to bed early instead of learn to go to bed at 50. Learn to go to bed at 15. Learn to go to bed at 25. Pace yourself. So when you get Bobby Brown's age, 54, 55, you won't be so broken down and battered and just can't hardly catch breaths. And it's so unfortunate because if you're an entertainer, you make your living off of dancing and singing. I don't understand why you don't respect that. It's almost like a person who does construction work, and that's how he earns his living. But then he wants to drag race cars and shit and get in a car wreck or something and put his body at risk when he needs his body to help, build houses, build buildings or what have you. Or someone who is a college professor, he needs his brain. He makes a living with his brain, but he gets drunk all the time and does drugs and then when they get to be about 60 years old, his brain is not as sharp as it used to be. Not because he's 60, because he was tearing it apart when he was young. And no one likes to have fun, or no one enjoyed having fun more than I did. And I still like to have a little fun, but it's time out in our community, particularly black men. Stop waiting until the doctor or your body tells you, slow your ass down. Because you can really have a longer lasting life without aches and pains if you take care of yourself. And I really feel badly for Bobby Brown, in the way his current condition. But we all saw how he got down when he was young. And he even wrote a book. He even talks about it. And so his body is reaping the benefits of what he put into it when he was young. And after that last tour, I said, you know what, Bobby Brown really needs 6 months of vegetable smoothies, some melatonin where he can go to bed at night, a little meditation, and he needs a good trainer so he can lose that weight around his chest and his neck area. Because if you notice, he's always like, think about it, Ronnie. He can barely get the words out. And he knows the moves. He knows all of those dance moves. But if you don't have the wind in you, you can't sing. And I don't understand why people who sing for a living, why you don't respect your lungs, and you don't respect your throat, you don't respect your chest, you don't respect your oxygen, when you don't. Those of you who are playing hard and smoking cigarettes. And Aretha Franklin's voice sounded the way it sounded toward the end because Aretha drank liquor and smoked cigarettes. Around the 80s and stuff. We're going riding on the freeway of love. Her voice kind of changed. She couldn't hit those high notes without that. And Shaka Khan can still do it, but I think Shaka Khan got down with that cocaine and hitting that liquor. A lot of these singers could still have it if they took better care of themselves. And Bobby Brown, and speaking for men, we really have to take care of ourselves. Because 55 is not old. I'm 54. And it's not old. And it doesn't have to mean moving slow, walking slow. It's interesting because a lot of dudes in their 50s like women in their late 20s and early 30s. Wait a minute, bro. You really have to step up the plate. If you're an older guy and you like a cute little 23-year-old or a cute little 25-year-old or, a 30-year-old who took care of herself, still looks nice and tender and juicy. You know, the average 30-some-year-old chick is kind of out of there these days. These heifers, God, dog, put down the pork. But you run across them. And you find yourself needing Viagra in your 40s and 50s. You need Viagra? Because you didn't take care of yourself. You drank all that alcohol. You was partying all night. And, you know, to my athletes, I understand a lot of you play professional basketball and football, and your knees are out of there. Because some of you cats are walking, ooh. And how about this shit? You guys who are former athletes, how come y'all don't keep up that regimen that you regularly did when you were playing professional basketball, football, or when you played in college? Because one thing about when you're in college, you're on a regimen. You ate a certain way. You exercise. But man, when y'all graduate from college and didn't play football anymore, y'all turned into Santa Claus. I mean, y'all said, damn, y'all gained the weight that y'all were trying not to gain while you were in your 20s playing football. Now you're 40 years old, 45, and just husky and big as shit. You know what I'm talking about. You guys that just became total fat asses after college. Like, my God, guys. And then it's, oh my God. So, Bobby, take this time out, man. Take about 6 months. Take the rest of the year off and get you that trainer. Get you someone that gets you that nutritionist. Get to the doctor so they can do a full examination and see what's going on and get on the right medications, bro. Because next year you can get it, because we see that you know the moves, but you don't have the wind and your body is aching and you got too much weight around here for you to still trying to be on the road. So maybe you can continue to, pay attention to Ronnie DeVoe. That damn Ronnie DeVoe. Man, I'm telling y'all something about that damn Ronnie DeVoe. Ronnie DeVoe is actually Count Dracula. Well, these days, Count Dracula, usually you don't see him in the daytime, but now we have this thing called daywalkers. So he can be Count Dracula and still walk around the daytime, the sun not burning. Back in the day, they had to be in the dark, in the attic somewhere, hanging upside down, sleeping until nighttime came. But Ronnie DeVoe is 55. No, he's a year older than me, or something like that. And that brother, I'm telling you, is killing it. Hell, all of them, BBD, Johnny Gill, they all look great. Ralph starting to look a little better, because one time Ralph looked like he was drinking all of the whiskey, hitting all the crack. But he's spilled out, he's looking better, but they all can do the dance moves, because those guys took into consideration that this is how I make my living. I entertain, I dance, I sing, I move my body. And they all look great. They're all average age 55 years old. And they're out dancing a lot of these 25, 35-year-old fellas. I mean, straight up out dancing them, outlasting them on stage. They're our temptations. And you can't have temptation without David Ruffin or Bobby Brown. They did great, but it's still something special when Bobby is included. Y'all know, you know what I mean? So Bobby Brown, my man, my fellow Aquarius brother. Yeah, I understand. Get rid of the red meat, maybe get on a plant-based diet or become a vegetarian slowly but surely, and get your health together, man. Not just for us as the fans, but for yourself. And, take care of yourself. Everybody else like, share, subscribe. It's your man Rico the Opinionist, and let's all keep Bobby in our prayers. And Bobby, I hope you hear what people are telling you, man. Take that rest. Hire that nutritionist. Become an LA Fitness, whatever you need to do. What else? Get that, go to sleep at night, put down the liquor, just stop doing it for like 6 months, 8 months, and become a vegetarian, and you'll start noticing the difference. All right, y'all be cool. I'm out here. It's your man Rico the Opinionist, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all over the place. Like, share, and subscribe this YouTube video. All right, and as well as this Facebook page. Peace, y'all.